Hey guys, it's Shay of Black Photography. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel, and if you've been here before, welcome back. If you're traveling with a Polaroid or Instax camera this winter, do not just throw your film and camera in a suitcase and hope for the best. Between airport x-ray scanners, freezing temperatures, and bags getting tossed around, there are a lot of ways your instant film and camera can get ruined before you ever take a photo. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to safely travel with your instant camera and film, especially if you're flying, so your photos actually turn out when you get there. We'll talk about x-rays and airport security, how to pack your camera and film, and what to do about cold weather and temperature changes. Let's get into it. Real quick, before we dive in, every airport and every country can be a little bit different, and policies can change over time. I'm going to share some general best practices that work in most places and what has worked for me personally. But if you're ever unsure, always double check with your airline or local security. Rule number 1, never put your instant film and camera in checked baggage. Checked bags go through much stronger scanners and can sit in really hot or really cold areas for long periods of time. That combo can fog your film, fade the colors, or in the worst case, completely ruin a pack of film before you even had a chance to use it. Your camera should stay out of checked baggage as well. The moving parts, hinges, and lenses just aren't designed to be thrown around in bags. So what about your carry-on bag and the regular security scanner? Most modern carry-on scanners are usually okay for some film, and lots of people go through them without any issues. But instant film can be a bit more sensitive than a regular 35mm, so my rule is, if I can avoid any scans, I will. Here's what I do when I fly. I keep all my film in a clear Ziploc bag at the top of my personal item, right where I can grab it quickly. When I get security, I'll pull it out and say something like, "Hey, can I get a hand inspection for my film?" Always be polite, be ready, and have it already separated so you're not slowing down the line. Requesting the hand check can also cause them to hand check all of your carry-on luggage, so just be aware of that when you're heading to the airport. I've almost never been turned down for a hand check, but it does happen from time to time. If they say no, don't panic. 1 or 2 quick scans through a standard carry-on scanner may not actually destroy your instant film. The main things to remember are to keep the film to 1 scan and not multiple if you can. Keep it in carry-on, again, not checked. And if you're traveling with maybe a special border or just some really expensive film, you may want to bring less of it or try to buy that film at your destination if that's an option. When I travel, I treat sealed film and open packs a little bit differently. So sealed packs of like Polaroid or instant film go together in a small pouch or envelope at the top of my bag. They're easy to grab for security and they're protected from getting bent. Any already open cartridges go in a separate pouch. These can be a bit more fragile, they might have partially exposed sheets or have been in different temperatures already, so I try to keep track of which is which. I generally try not to have pre-opened or in-use film in my instant cameras just because I don't want to run the risk of them getting destroyed in the x-ray. For your film, think of it like packaging something slightly fragile. If I'm not too worried about my carry-on being tossed around too much, which normally doesn't happen, I normally keep the film baggie on the top of my bag for easy access. If I think my bag might be tossed around or squished for some reason, I like to keep my film baggie in the middle of my backpack or carry-on, sandwiched between soft things like a hoodie, a scarf, or other clothing. Remember, don't just toss loose film boxes to rattle around at the bottom of your bag. The plastic cartridges can crack if they're under pressure, or the direct slide can get bent, which can ruin your film. And one extra thing people forget, try to keep film away from strong magnets. So don't store it directly against like a magnetic bag clasp or right next to some chunky power brick. For your camera, the 2 big enemies while traveling are going to be it getting crushed or getting dropped. If you have a camera case, I definitely recommend using it. Then put that case in the middle of your bag if you're worried about that bag getting squished. Like with what I previously said about the film baggie, if you're not too worried about your bag being jostled or squished too much, I would just place the camera case on top of my bag with the film. On planes, I prefer keeping my instant camera and my personal item under the seat in the front of me instead of going up in the overhead bin where the bags can kind of shift around and sometimes get squished. Remember, winter adds a whole other layer to instant photography, and that's temperature changes. So if you've been outside in very cold weather and then you go into a warm, humid space like a cabin, a hotel room, or a party, your camera can build condensation on the inside. To avoid that, let your camera warm up slowly inside your bag for about 15 to 20 minutes before you start shooting. That gradual change helps protect the lens elements and the internal electronics from too much condensation buildup. Instant film also doesn't love extreme temperatures either, especially in the winter. Try not to leave your film or camera in a cold car for hours. Freezing temps can make film behave unpredictably and can drain batteries faster. If you have to walk outside in the very cold weather, you can keep your film a bit closer to your body, like in an inner coat pocket, to keep it from getting too cold, especially if you're going to shoot shortly after. When you finally get inside, just like with the camera, give your film a little time to come back to room temperature before you start shooting a bunch. Sudden changes in temperature can cause condensation on the film surface too. To make this a bit more practical, here's what I usually pack when I'm traveling with instant film in the winter. Your instant camera of choice, either Polaroid or Instax or lomography, just whatever instant camera you want. Extra batteries or a charger depending on the camera. A clear zip bag with film, both sealed and open in separate pouches, but again, remember I try not to travel with opened film. A soft pouch to store my film while it develops, a bag to hold my camera and film, a small microcloth fiber to wipe off snow, fog, or fingerprints if they happen to get on the camera. Reminder, you don't need a giant gear bag. Just a few thoughtful choices make it way more likely your photos will turn out the way you want. So that's how I travel with my Polaroid or Instax cameras and film in the winter without ruining either before I even start shooting. In the comments, tell me where you're traveling from and which instant camera you're bringing with you. I'd love to know if you're Team Polaroid, Team Instax, or both. If this was helpful, give it a like so more instant photographers can find it, and don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss the next video. Until next time, keep practicing, keep having fun, and I'll see you in the next video.